Hi, I'm Mark from L&M Small Engine. Today we're working on a Craftsman ZTS 7500 ELS, Briggs & Stratton ELS V-twin engine on it. As you can see, this thing's in really bad shape. I bought it from a local deputy sheriff here. I paid him $100 for it. He's either that or they're probably going to take it to the scrap yard. So I figured, well, let's see if we can't get it running. So hopefully you enjoy the video. Okay, after I picked it up the other day, I took it to the car wash and cleaned it up the best I could. But it's missing that housing that goes over the gas tank and stuff. Got flat tires. I'll see if I can get them fixed or have to get them replaced. The hydro relief valve on the left side is missing. Got a bad front tire. And see if any of this wiring got damaged or whatever. The motor's been upgraded. On the front it says a 22 horse. It has a 24 horse Briggs on it right now. A 724cc, so the motor's been upgraded. So I'm gonna put some air in the tires and charge the battery, and we'll turn it over and see what happens. Okay, I have the battery on the charger, and the battery's dead. The battery is 4 years old, so I'm gonna go uptown and get a battery. I had to put a tube in the front tire, and I had to put a tube in the right rear tire. The motor's not stuck, but the gas, we have to drain the gas. The gas is all skunky. And I did some checking on that rear cover, and this Craftsman was made by Murray, and the part number for that cover for the motor and the gas tank through Murray is a 17341435M. It's no longer available, but I did some checking. And the Snapper 150Z, the red zero turns, I believe one of them rear covers would fit on that too because they almost look identical, but the Snapper numbers are 17341445, and they don't make them hoods no more, or them covers. But if anybody out there has one in stock or a good using, I'd be willing to buy it if you just let me know. But I think it's going to be a pretty good lawnmower, and I ordered that hydro relief valve for this side over here. You can still get that, so that's coming. I ordered some new deck wheels. It's missing deck wheels on it, and I ordered a new set of blades for it. So if I can get all the parts I need, this might be a nice looking lawnmower again. So like I said, I'm gonna go get a battery and we'll try getting this thing fired up yet today. But as far as the wheels, I didn't have the wheels on hand for the deck and the blades, so I got them ordered. But if I can get this thing running today, I'll be happy. Okay, just got back from the store, got a new battery. I tried charging the other one. It won't hold a charge, but that battery is like 4 years old. The positive is the red wire. Then I dumped the gas tank out, put fresh gas in there. Then if your bolts are starting to get corroded, I'd put new bolts in for the battery cables. Make sure they're nice and tight. Okay, let's see if it turns over. Okay, I think this is the one we have to sit on the seat for it to start. You gotta make sure on these rear engine zero turns that are from Snapper or Craftsman, if you get a bunch of junk in here, it'll cause it so the safety switches don't work properly. So you gotta make sure they're out all the way. Hit the key. Okay, no contact. So I'm gonna trace some wires. And this is real simple on these lawnmowers. Real simple. We'll start at the key switch here. Here's our key switch right here and our PTO switch here. First and foremost, you have to have power going to your key switch. Because then from the key switch, the solenoid wire goes through the safety switches before it hits the solenoid. So just find a good ground somewhere and take your tester, hit the positive of the battery. There we go. All right. There's a lot of corrosion on this key switch. That might be our problem there. It's so corroded I can't even pull it off. I don't know if you can see that with the camera. I'll get this stuff out of the way. That key switch got really hot too. Like a couple of these problems are black. So let's test the key switch. You see how that one there got really hot? So that's our positive right there. So we got power going to the key switch. But the way this key switch looks, I bet we might need a new key switch. So, the wiring on lawnmowers is just really simple. You just got to make sure you have power to your key switch and keep the key on. That's what ignites the power to the solenoid. And that wire goes through all your safety switches before it even hits the solenoid. And you just find out where either a bad safety switch or a cut wire, or around here mice like eating wires for some reason. So we got that loose. Let's flip it up again. Okay, and there's our key switch. And a couple of these spades got really hot. But when you buy, let me get a towel and wipe some of this off. When you buy a switch, you gotta, because each prong on different mowers, the battery prong and the solenoid prong and the light prong are in different spaces. You gotta make sure you get the right key switch. Like this top one here, this top one has an S on it. That's your solenoid. And then we bend these back. That's the M motor. And that's a B battery. And ground. The ground, you can see it goes to your key switch. But when you buy a new key switch, you got to make sure all these letters match up. Like if you had the M and the B, vice versa. See, you plug in, you burn something out because that's to shut it off. The M, turn the key out, it grounds the coil out. You hook power to that, more likely you're going to be replacing your coils. Let me go look up the key switch for this. I should have one here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I found the right key switch, but I got some other examples here. There's some other switches that kind of look like the original one. So like on this top one here, on the original one, that's an S for solenoid. This one here, that's a solenoid there. But on the two middle ones, where I was talking about earlier, where it could be vice versa, like that's the M and that's the B. Well, this one here is the B, and that's the M. So them to reverse, if I would have put this one in there, I'd be replacing the coils. Here's another example, like on this top one, the solenoid. It's the ground, has a G on it. See the G? So you gotta be really careful when you buy switches. Always save your old switch till you get your new one, and check them spades for them letters on there. Very important. Also, be burn out wires, burn out your coils, and on the twin cylinder Briggs or Kawasaki, whatever, you'll be buying two of them. Single cylinder, you'll be buying one. So just kind of keep that in mind. In the switch, I'll give you the number off the switch. It was a Murray number, but it cross-referenced to a MTD, and I think along the way, MTD might have bought out Murray at one time. I could be wrong, but it's the exact same key switch. Through stands, it's a 430-770. It crossed over this and there, and like I said, all the spades and everything are the same. So let's hook this thing up and see what happens. I love doing wiring. You just gotta follow, just like following a trail. A lot of the newer lawnmowers, they have all this extra crap in their wiring. You really don't need it, but I suppose it's for like safety stuff, or just make the lawnmowers worth more money or something. I'm gonna use this old nut so I can put this rubber protective boot on it, so water don't run into the key switch. If I line the doggone threads up, put the protective boot on it. All right, let's plug the wires in. Okay, let's try it again. I don't know if you sit on this or not. No, you don't. So we got power going to the starter now. Now it's not shutting off. Oh, there we go. So make sure these safety switches work. So if I pull this one in here, it shouldn't start. Okay. Pull it back out. Let's try the other side. Just want to make sure all this stuff works. You know, sometimes people might bypass stuff. And you don't want someone that's unexperienced, like a kid or something, run this. Saying it won't work. You don't want someone that don't know what they're doing on this and end up getting hurt. Just want to make sure all that stuff works. The seat switch, it probably won't let you engage the blades unless you're sitting on it. So I put that arm back out. So let me sit on it and let's make sure the PTO works. Yeah, it took a little bit to start because I drained all the gas out of it. Probably took a little bit for the gas to get back to the fuel pump and carburetor. Well, there you go. I guess you really can't judge a book by its cover because this thing looked like it was in really bad shape when I got it. And like I said, if I wanted to give them some money for it, they probably would have threw it in the scrapyard or the junk pile. Like I said earlier, I ordered new blades for it, 4 new deck wheels for it. It's missing 2, and the other 2 are kind of wore out. And I put fresh gas in it. We had to put a key switch in it and stuff. But yeah, you know, before you decide to toss it, and the motor is really good. Like I said, the motor was like 3 or 4 years old, according to the date on the motor. Then if anybody out there has a used cover for that back of that motor, new or used, I'd be glad to buy it from you. But anyways, I hope this video helps you out. I really appreciate you watching. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please subscribe. Anyway, you guys have a good evening.